Honestly, this build's going pretty well. But you know how there's always that one thing that just gets you on a project? Well, for me, it's this crusty looking engine bay.
So in today's episode, I'm going to show you how you can level up your project by doing the engine bay. Oh, come on.
The thing is, at the moment,
All of the bracing, and boosters and parts that would be in the way are currently out. They can be moved. I can undo lines, I can move wiring, which means that I can get to pretty much everything to get this thing looking nicer. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it needs to be, better. If I don't do it now, I will put it all back together. I'll have a fairly nice, reasonable looking car with a terrible engine bay because I never came back to it. Now, to make this a little bit more manageable, I'm going to break it down into quadrants. So I'm going to do the driver's side front corner, including the firewall. Then we'll do the passenger's corner, passenger's front, and the driver's front. And then we'll sort of work around everything in between. And that's just because there is a lot to do. There are a lot of crevices and nooks and crannies that we need to get into. And if you try and do it all at once, it will be overwhelming. Now, we're not going to go crazy with this. We are just making it neat, tidy, and corrosion protected. So I'm going to use this. This is called Anchor Shield. I think it's like our KBS or, something like that. But it's an industrial coating that they use for construction machinery, farm equipment, commercial structures, boat anchors, probably. And it is an epoxy enamel anti-corrosion high impact coating. Now, it's just in a satin black because I think satin black is going to be our best way to blend this in. And it's also going to be way easier than trying to get this thing painted in body color, which is what I would probably prefer to do, but we just don't have the time. So first thing, we're going to get the power steering box out of the way. Then we're going to vacuum out 30 years worth of crap that's sitting down here and scrape it out with a chisel. It's thick.
and then I'm going to go through and hit everything I can with the wire wheel. We want to try and get rid of as much of that surface rust and pitting as we possibly can. Now, I've got a couple of different sizes and styles of wire wheels, but this is as tedious as it looks. So if you want to do this, just be prepared. It kind of sucks. Then we're going to go through and hit every flat surface we can with the sander, and this is what we kind of end up with. Unfortunately, we still need to do a lot of hand sanding because none of this is actually properly flat. So I'm going to do this and I'll show you what it looks like. Alright, there's like 2 hours worth of sanding and prepping. It's still not good, but it's good enough. Now, supposedly this Anchor Shield stuff doesn't need primer, but it makes me feel better to do it. So I'm going to give everything a quick spray down and go from there. Okay, that's the first quadrant down. I'll keep going, we'll do the rest, and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, many hours and much sanding later, we have the 2 back quadrants done and the firewall, and it's looking reasonable. I'm not going to say it's good, but it's better. So we're winning.
For the most part, this paint actually isn't in terrible shape. It's just got a couple of little dings and nicks and things in it. So it only really needs a very light surface sand and break the surface of the paint so we've got something to stick to.
So I'm just going to give the whole thing a blast with 120 on the orbital, and then we can just chuck some primer over it. And we're looking a lot better. I'm actually quite happy with how we're going.
So we've stripped most of the last few bits and pieces that were in the way out of the way so that we can get into everything. Which means we can prep our last quadrant and then prep for paint, hopefully.
And of course I did make sure I left the worst bit till last because I hate myself. So all this rust and corrosion is just from having a lead acid battery slowly leaking on it for the last 40 or 50 years.
It is so much work, but slowly getting there. Now, one thing I can be confident of is it will be better than the factory, because that's a factory run. Jesus. Yeah, I ran out of primer, so we've got a slightly darker grey on one side and a lighter grey on the other, but it's all primed. It looks okay. It'll look better when it's all black. So let's do the satisfying part and paint it black. So we already have our Anchor Shield. I have acetone, which is the only stuff I found that seems to work on this. And then I went out and got a bit excited and bought this. This is the cheapest spray gun I could possibly find, and it cost me a grand total of 28 bucks. So, if the Anchor Shield is as good as it says, and it completely ruins the gun, I'm not going to be that upset about it.
Right, I've just got a little bit of acetone in the gun. One, because for 28 bucks, I don't trust that this is clean. And two, I want to kind of see what its base spray pattern's like and what we need to adjust it to. That's quite good. I don't actually think I need to mess with that too much. Cool.
And then we're going to give it our final dust down, clean off and prep to make sure that it's right to go, because this stuff once it's in the pot has to be used.
Right, so we're just going to start off with like 100 mil or so. That way, if I make a mess of it, I haven't wasted too much. 100 mil. Cool. And then we want 5% acetone, which is going to be like that much. Which doesn't feel like a lot, honestly. It's no, that's not bad. I think that'll run okay. It's so thick. It's like tar. Again, that's probably not surprising given that it's used for building coatings and stuff. Okay. 100 mil really isn't much.
Now, right off the bat, I could tell I was right about the thickness of this product, because it did not want to spray from the small tip at all. I ended up having to change over to the 2.0 tip, and once we got that dialed, it was a hell of a lot better.
All right. It is all black. It's not great. It's a bit peely. That gun for 28 bucks was, yeah, it was okay. I would have to spray it with some other paint to figure out whether it's actually the gun or this product, because it's thick. I had to stop right at the start on that because the smaller tip, and it would not spray properly through that at all. So from here, we're going to put all our other bits and pieces back, get all the little shiny bits on, and we'll see what the transformation looks like. Because I can't help making work for myself, we're going to go through and clean all these up before they go back in, because putting that in there now doesn't feel right. It feels stupid. There it is. Done. Now, not perfect. Not supposed to be. We can always come back and touch it up later. The thing to remember is making it better is still going to be better than leaving it as it is. As long as you're not making it worse, it's an improvement. Now, obviously, we've got quite a few bits and pieces to put back, but at least now I'm comfortable putting them back in. And it looks a hell of a lot better. Ironically, the parts I've fixed now look worse. It's okay, we'll get to that. And once we get to the steering and suspension, all of that will be made new. We'll do the shocks, we'll do all the other things. But for now, we can go back to making sure that this is finished, locked in, put the dash back in, and start putting all our parts back together, and we can start to feel like we've got a car again. So if you're looking at your project and you think, I would like to give it a bit of a freshen up, it's a lot of work. It is. But it makes it feel a lot better. And you can do this with the engine out. You've just got to be a lot more careful about, your sanding and prepping. But that also means you don't have to rush quite as much. So I knocked this out in about 2 days, maybe 3. And honestly, for what we're building, it's pretty good. It'll do. I'm happy with it. So thanks for watching, guys. Got a few good things coming up, so make sure you are subscribed, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks, guys.